So we're going on this trip to bring glory to God. And hopefully we understand that now. And what I want to do is I want to just go over 5 different ways in which we are going to bring glory to God. 5 different reasons we're going to go on the trip. And each one of these reasons is going to bring glory to God. If we do them right, they're going to bring God glory. They're going to show the world who God is. And the first one of those is we're going on this trip to serve people. There's this one time in the Gospel of Matthew where Jesus' disciples are talking to him, and this mom is talking to him, and they're like wanting to get position in heaven is what they're trying to do. They're trying to be like, hey, once this world's over and we're on the next world, we want to be in a high position. We want to be, the upper echelon of the kingdom. We want to be super special, and we know you, so we should be able to be super special. And so they're trying to lobby for who gets to be the most important, right? And then they start kind of, hey, how dare you want to be more important than me in the kingdom? And they're starting to grumble and argue amongst themselves. And it's in the midst of this kind of craziness that Jesus says something amazing in verse 26. He says, "It shall not be so among you." The way it is in the world, the way that people lobby for position, the way that people want to be the best, it shall not be so among you. But whoever would be great among you must first be your servant. And whoever be first among you must first be your slave, even as the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many. Jesus is like, guys, that's not what it's about. It's about serving one another. It's about serving people. It's about putting yourself below the rest of the world. It's about saying, hey, you matter more than I do. And when we go on this trip, the hope, the desire, the need that we have from you is we need you to have this attitude that says my needs are less important than the needs of the people around me. My needs are less important than the needs of even the people that I'm going with, the arcade team that's going. My needs are less important than the needs of the people whose house we're working at. My needs are less important than the needs of the people whose church we're staying at. My needs are less important than the needs of the people who are serving us a meal. My needs are less important than the needs of everyone else's needs here. And if each one of us has this same idea, right? If each one of us is saying, hey, my needs are less important than everyone else's needs here, then we're going to be meeting and fulfilling each other's needs just as we're going out and we're all about serving each individual. What I really don't want to have to do is what I have to do with my kids every day. Right? I don't want to have to be like, hey, clean that up. Hey, pick that up. Hey, do this. Hey, do this. Hey, and find people standing around in a circle just chatting instead of doing the work that we came to do, instead of serving in the way that we came to serve. The hope is that your eyes will be open. Each one of our eyes will be open, and we will be looking for things to do. We will be looking for ways that we can step in and we can serve in each individual situation. And we'll come into each place going, how can I better assist this situation? How can I help? And then we finish a task and we won't be like, well, I'm done with my task, so now I'm going to take a nap, right? We'll be like, I'm done with my task. Are there more tasks? Is there more things that I could do? Should I just go pick up that trash over there? Should I do this? Should I do that? We'll be looking for opportunities to serve each other, looking for opportunities to serve the families, looking for opportunities to serve the churches, looking for opportunities to be of service. There's another amazing passage in Ephesians chapter 6, right? Paul is speaking, he's speaking specifically to slave owners and slaves, which is interesting, but I think we can take that principle that he teaches to slave owners and slaves and we can apply it to our own lives. We can apply it to our own relationships, and we can look at those relationships that we have, ones in which we're kind of like slave owner to slave, those relationships, like for example, when we go on the mission trip and we are, let's say, going out to a site and there's people there who are in charge of us, people there who are helping us and telling us these are the things we're doing today, this is what we're building, this is what we're fixing, this is what we're cleaning, whatever it is that they want us to do, and they're giving us a task, right? In that particular situation, we're much like a slave owner and a slave. And what Paul says is, he says in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 5, he says, bondservants, slaves, obey your earthly masters with fear and trembling, with a sincere heart, and I love this part, as you would Christ. As you would Christ, doing the will of God from the heart, rendering service with a good will as to the Lord and not to man. I would love if as we go on mission, we could do this. We could say, hey, everything I'm doing here is not for the people, but it's for God. I'm going to serve people, but I'm going to serve people for God. I'm going to serve people, but I'm going to do it in a way that says, hey, if Jesus was standing right here and Jesus was the one who told me to do this, I'm on it, Lord. I've got this. So if we could just go with a heart of service, a heart that says the reason that I'm here is to serve these people, and by serving these people, it will bring glory to God.